What's going on, YouTube? This is Wawa Echo. My name is Zach, and we're here for the Smackdown Survey for January 30th, 2018. This is coming off the heels of a pretty good Royal Rumble overall, and we had a lot to look forward to. I expected a lot of storyline furthering and a lot of storyline setup and things like that and tweaking because we're looking at WrestleMania. This is the road to WrestleMania. It started at the Royal Rumble. Here we go. First SmackDown from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. So I was anticipating a lot. I was mostly disappointed, but we did have that. We had some setups within tonight's SmackDown. We did also have several fillers that I'll talk about that I didn't really enjoy. But let's go into the opener that we have the 2018 Men's Royal Rumble winner, Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, that's so good to say. He comes to the ring and he cuts a quick promo and he names off the three people he eliminated in the Royal Rumble and says need to face to all of them. And then he says at WrestleMania, AJ Styles need face new WWE champion. Short promo, but this is all you needed Nakamura to do. All Nakamura needed to do was just say this. It was great. I love him. I love his charisma. And he was chanted like crazy. And then Owens and Zayn come out and they kind of diss Nakamura, but then they say that they're going to be the champions when it comes to WrestleMania, and they talk about how they were screwed at the Royal Rumble. One thing that I did find interesting about the announce team is I believe it was Brian Saxon. Don't quote me on that because I don't recognize the voices all that well. But Brian Saxon said actually Owens screwed that team because if you didn't know, the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens took the pinfall when he was didn't actually get the tag, and so he was technically the illegal man, which they also did with Gable and Benjamin a few weeks ago. But anyway, Byron Saxon pointed out that Owens screwed the team because if he knew that the tag didn't touch, because you can feel that kind of thing, you can see it, it's right there in front of you, while the referee may not have been able to. But he stepped in the ring and he tried to attack Styles, which is actually illegal. So Owen, that was actually interesting. We keep finding. I wonder if they're doing this on purpose, but we keep finding ways that Owens and Zayn are screwing themselves. But they're making Daniel Bryan look to be the bad guy because, he's sort of against Owens and Zayn. He's for the referees, but whatever. I do find this interesting. But anyway, this gets an up. This segment gets an up because it sets up a tag team match later on in the night. And then, of course, I enjoy all four people and their promo abilities. But we need to move on to Daniel Bryan in the back. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come up to Daniel Bryan and they say Styles can't make this match or whatever. And Bryan says, yeah, he can't make the match, but I'm going to make it. It's going to happen. And then they talk about needing another shot at the WWE Championship. So he makes a match between Owens and Zayn for next week's SmackDown. Winner goes to Fastlane to face AJ Styles for the championship. That gets an up. This plants the seeds for division between the two, and which I believe that's what they're doing heading into WrestleMania. But also, we're going to see a pretty good match next week. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on from there. One thing that I found interesting was that this segment cut out the entrances for the next match. I'm not going to give that an up or a down, even though I feel like that should be closer to the downside. But I just did find that a little interesting for them to do because this wasn't the only time during the night. It happened, I believe, 3 times, maybe 2 times, but probably 3. But then the next match, we actually had a fatal 4-way for the #1 contendership for the United States Championship. And I thought this was really awesome because we rarely see a fatal 4-way match. Usually in multi-man matches, we see tag team or triple threats. We have seen fatal 4-ways within recent memory, but we just don't see them often. And so I believe this was interesting. It revitalized sort of the fatal 4-way concept. But you saw Kofi Kingston versus Rusev versus Zack Ryder versus Jinder Mahal. One thing I didn't like about this match is how much Jinder Mahal dominated. However, we did have good competition between all 4 men. We had a bit of the skills of all 4 men displayed in this match. So this was really good. I could have sworn that when I saw the graphic for the match, they were going to have Jinder Mahal win. And I thought, why not just name him #1 contender now instead of having a match for it? However, the ending came when Kofi Kingston was about to hit Trouble in Paradise on Rusev, and he ducked, and then Kofi Kingston went for the SOS on Rusev, and Rusev reversed into an accolade, and Kofi Kingston tapped out, and I was excited. I was like, whoa, they're actually going with Rusev. Now, whether he wins the title next week or not, I doubt it, but He's popular. He people were chanting Rusev Day like crazy, and he won. He's a number one contender, and I think that's really awesome. So this gets a big up. Then we move into the tag team scene where Brizongo and the Ascension are sort of having a Fashion Files segment, and Benjamin and Gable interrupt and say that they're an embarrassment to the tag division and whatnot, and Brizongo brings up the fact that they couldn't be the champions at Royal Rumble, and so Gable and Benjamin challenged them to a match. And I believe this was stupid. I believe that I don't understand why Gable and Benjamin have to go pick on Brizongo and Ascension because I think it's just because Benjamin and Gable can't beat the champions. That's just it. Whatever. But anyway, so this segment gets a down. It was a boring filler. I didn't enjoy it, even though I guess it did set up for a match, which we'll talk about later on. But then we have another tag team promo when the Usos came out and they cut a promo on just why they're the best. They didn't really set up anything. It did set up at the end, but they didn't set up anything. They didn't call anyone out. They just simply cut an entire promo on why they're the best. And they said that they put on lockdown American Alpha 2, Brizongo, all these people, the New Day, and then they even brought up the Bar, which I thought was cool. They beat them at Survivor Series, and what was interesting about this segment though is that every time they said lockdown, there was a graphic of a cell door closing and opening. Um, Now, call that what you want. I'm kind of iffy about it because it seems a little too animated, and like this is supposed to be live TV. But whatever, it makes SmackDown unique. Wondering what they're gonna do next with the graphics. I don't know. They also did this with Shinsuke Nakamura. I forgot what they put on there, but I think it was Rockstar or something like that. But anyway, this promo gets a huge up. I love the Usos. They really are the best, and they cut a promo while they are fantastic work. Love them. But then as they're about to leave the ring, the Bludgeon Brothers come out, and it looks like they're about to face off, but they don't, kind of. The Usos kind of leave as Bludgeon Brothers come to the ring to take on a local tag team. And I'm going to give this an up simply because I love the Bludgeon Brothers' work. I think they should be facing like WWE teams by now, or at least teams that can put up sort of a fight, or at least like make it look like, oh, they're hitting some moves on the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm surprised, and it really ticks the Bludgeon Brothers off, and they kill the people. Not literally, but I'm gonna go ahead and just give this an up and move on. There's not much to say about this, other than this was just a squash match, filler. But we have Charlotte in the ring cutting a promo about why she's going to be champion at WrestleMania and who her challenger is going to be. And then the Riot Squad comes out and Ruby Riot disses her and says she's a cheap imitation of her father and this and that. And this promo is whatever. Like, Charlotte really isn't good at cutting promos, in my opinion. I don't really enjoy her promos. Ruby Riot kind of sounded a little too rehearsed, like too generic, I guess. But I do think it was the right call to have them diss her and then get in the ring and beat the crap out of her. And at first I thought, oh man, Charlotte's going to take out the Riot Squad and they're going to look weak again. But they actually look dominating. And this was another right call to beat the crap out of Charlotte. And then music hits, Fabo. I don't even know how to spell fabulous, I guess. But Carmella comes down to the ring with her briefcase and a referee. And it looks like she's about to cash in. And she goes for a dropkick on Charlotte and hits the referee. Cash in never happens. However, I loved this because we've forgotten about the briefcase almost. They have kind of put that on the back burner, and then boom, they shot it up. And while it wasn't an actual cash in, it does remind people that, oh, this could happen anytime, and it brings some more excitement to the Money in the Bank briefcase and that whole scene. So we'll see where that moves, where that heads moving forward. But this is going to get an up simply because I like the Riot Squad beatdown. I like Carmelo's attempted cash in. That's just whatever. And the next match we have was set up earlier in the night when Ty Dillinger came to Shane McMahon complaining that Owens and Zayn, or technically Sami Zayn, took his spot in the Royal Rumble. They beat the crap out of him and then took his spot. And Baron Corbin comes in and complaining about Daniel Bryan's top 10 list, about which he announced that all wrestlers get a top 10 list. They get to write down 10 names that they think deserve pushes. And he didn't use that terminology, but essentially that's what it was. And Corbin was mad about that. And so since they were both trying to talk to Shane at the same time, they kind of got irritated at each other. So Shane just decided to book a match between the two. Why, Shane? This is stupid. It was I mean, it was a decently length match. Boring. It makes no sense. There was no character work involved, especially since it's surprising that they're going to go with Dillinger being heel but face a heel Corbin, whatever. I just thought this was useless. It gets a huge down. I really hated this. There's no character depth to either one of them into this match. But then we're back in the tag team scene again with Benjamin and Gable facing off against Breezango. Very quick match. Benjamin and Gable dominated. They won the match, obviously, and this match gets a down. it, Another filler, quick match. Ironic that they go with this right before another huge tag team match, which I want to go ahead and talk about because I just want to get into the main event. Last couple of segments really sucked. But they did deliver. SmackDown did deliver in the main event when Nakamura and Styles teamed up against Owens and Zayn. Fantastic match, to be expected because of who the four men are that are involved. But I was looking in this match for some really good athleticism between all four. But I was also looking for more division between Owens and Zayn. I knew they were going to play that up, and they did. They started yelling at each other throughout the match, and that resulted in Sami Zayn leaving Owens in the ring to fend for himself. And that the ending came when Nakamura delivered a Kinshasa to Kevin Owens and pinned him for the victory. And I think it was awesome to have Nakamura pick up the victory for his team. I think it's great to have Styles and Nakamura not seem to be going at it against each other. They're sort of friends who are going to face off at WrestleMania. I think that's really cool. And they were celebrating to end SmackDown. Sami Zayn was seen in the back. He was being interviewed. And Renee Young, I believe it was, asked if this is the end of the friendship of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn says, no, it's not the end of the friendship. But Kevin Owens even knows that it's just about the championship. And so they respect that. And we'll see about the match next week. So, altogether, the SmackDown was pretty decent. The Ups obviously have the victory, but there were several boring, several filler things that I'm just not interested in, like segments that I don't really care for. But whatever, that's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, leave that in the comments below. If you liked or disliked this video, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, comment and tell us why you disliked it. Hit the subscribe button to see more content like this. So this SmackDown sets up next week. We'll see what happens whenever Rusev faces Bobby Roode for the United States title, and whenever Kevin Owens faces up against Sami Zayn for the #1 contendership for the WWE title. And so I'll be back for the SmackDown survey next week, and Raw Parker will be here for the Raw rundown next week as well. So stay up to date on our uploads. Hit the subscribe button. Get alerts whenever we upload. And we also have some Royal Rumble content coming out pretty soon. We have some good stuff to be uploading as soon as it can get edited. But anyway, thank you for watching. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate your likes, your comments, whatever. We appreciate you all together. We thank you. But this has been Zach with Wawa Echo. I'm going to get out of here, but I'll see you guys really soon. Peace.